point, we all are going to grab some water. And I'm telling you, I enjoyed where I had frozen some fruit, just some seasonal fruit that we had here at KC Kitchen Center that we got from the Peach Tent. I enjoyed it so much that I made another one this week. So I am having my fruit water again this week, and then sadly, 2 of the things that are in my fruit water I am officially out of now. So I do not have any more. I don't have any more of the pink pineapple. That's the last of my pink pineapple. I still have plenty of frozen blackberries, but yeah, the pink pineapple is all done. So everybody go ahead and grab your drink of water. Because the nice thing is, when this is done, I can eat the fruit that's in there. So again, that's the last of the frozen pink pineapple. We ate all of that. It was so delicious. Okay, so this is the second half of chat number 280. And in the first half, we were talking about using things from your toolbox. We were talking about being flexible and using things out of your toolbox. The second half goes right along with that. I was not kidding a couple of weeks ago when I said that we were going to be talking about some money saving ideas. So the price of everything just continues to go up. We did have a tiny reprieve on gas this week. Tiny reprieve. I think I got it for $4.36. Oh, how funny. Carol Lou's water tonight. Maybe a glass of wine that has water in it, or sort of, kind of. Just get some liquids, okay? But we got a tiny reprieve on gas. That does not mean by any means that we were, like cool on the gas market. But I wasn't kidding when I said we were going to spend this summer at least a couple of weeks this summer talking about ways to save money. So this week we're going to talk about 3 pro tips for saving money on groceries. If you didn't watch last week, it's not over. If you didn't watch last week, oh, and by the way, we can all stop worrying about COVID now. Oh, it's over ice. Oh, it's over ice. Okay, Carol Lou. I thought she was saying it's over, like the gas situation was over. Yeah. Okay. I should have waited for that thought to finish. We can all stop worrying about COVID, by the way, because 36 states have monkeypox. So if that doesn't give you something else to worry about, I don't know what will. Anyway, so last week we were talking about ways to save money by saving money on energy, not heating up your kitchen. Not going to heat up the kitchen again tonight, but not heating up your kitchen, not letting, not keeping things, too cold, too hot, closing blinds, things like that, ways to save money on energy. But tonight we've got 3 pro tips for saving money on groceries. Okay, tonight I enlisted the help of my dear friend. Oh no, Mary says COVID is still here because she has it. Dang it. Okay, well, I hope you feel okay, but at least you don't have monkeypox, okay? Okay, you don't have monkeypox, so that's good. Hopefully nobody here has monkeypox. Okay, so I enlisted the help of my dear friend Laura, who is a lifetime WWer. No, Laura says, is there a vaccine for monkeypox? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. They just, on the news this morning, they were like, 36 states have monkeypox. And I went, whatever. Okay. We're just going to keep eating and we're just going to pretend like, we're just going on like normal. So we're not going to let that be a roadblock. Monkeypox, you are not a roadblock to us. Okay. You are not a roadblock. Okay. Monkeypox, you're not going to be a roadblock. Okay. So tonight, though, I enlisted the help of my dear friend Laura, she is a lifetime WWer, so she's a lifetime member of Weight Watchers. She has lost her weight and she has kept it off for I don't know how many years. It's got to be at least 20 years. But she is also the winner of Food Network's first season of Grill of Victory, and I will have Jessica put the link for that in the chat. When she posts this, hopefully tomorrow. And if you hop over to Laura's, so if you do click that link later, and if you go over and check out Laura's blog, or if you check her out on Grill of Victory, or on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, please tell her I said hello and that you thank her for these tips. So she's very, very busy. She didn't have to do this for us, but she wanted as the winner of Grill of Victory. Just kidding. She is so down to earth. But she wanted to share with you all. And when I asked, she jumped on it. So when I met Laura, though, when I met her, let me think, Casey was probably maybe 10, so 20, almost 20 years ago, so 18, 19 years ago. But when I first met Laura, she was a stay-at-home mom of 2 growing boys, and they were growing fast, and they never stopped eating. So they literally, if it was sitting still, they were eating it. But she and her husband felt it was very important to sit down and have a family meal very often, even though it was hectic with his work, hectic being a stay-at-home mom, hectic with sports, school schedules, all that kind of stuff. And I was amazed. When I first met her, I was amazed at Laura's carefully put together meals. They looked like handcrafted, carefully put together meals. It looked like something out of a Martha Stewart magazine. They were colorful. She had a colorful and, like a properly set table, those kinds of things. And she seemed to have an endless supply of high quality and delicious food. Okay. I was in awe. I mean, I was like, I don't know if I was jealous or not, but I was in awe of her kitchen, and I was in awe of what she was cooking. Okay, I soon found out, though, that just like the rest of us, Laura was just hanging on by her teeth, okay? But she was determined to find ways to save money at the grocery store and to still feed her family and their friends. So she was, I didn't know. When I first met her, I thought, wow, this chick's got it all going on. She's got it all together. Everything's going on. She's just like the rest of us, okay? So she was over here scribbling menus, on pieces of paper and panicking at the grocery store, and doing all the things that the rest of us do. She just looked good doing it, okay? So she is also one of the most genuine and honest Weight Watcher women, WWers, that I've ever met. She is not shy to tell you how she prepares a meal. You can go visit her on TikTok or Instagram. It's the @ sign, and then @ Laura's Table, and it's LARA, Laura's Table. But she's not shy to tell you how she prepares a meal. She is not shy to share a secret. She has no secret. She will literally tell you anything, even some things that you don't want to know. She will tell you anything. She admits when she messes one up. She had a hilarious, I think it was last year, she had a hilarious post on Instagram where, I don't know, something burned or melted or something. She's not shy about telling you that. Let's see, she can explain to you how she keeps everything going while still maintaining her goal all these many years later, okay? She's so genuine, so if you get a chance to follow her, please do. But when I asked Laura if she would mind sharing her top 3 tips for saving money at the market with you, she didn't hesitate. Okay, she hesitated a little bit because I told her she could only pick 3, okay? She wanted to pick more than 3, and I was like, Laura, it's 30 minutes. You can only pick 3. Uh-oh. Hold on. Are we stuck for a second? Okay, we were stuck for just a second. Sorry, I was gonna take this stuck moment to get a drink. But anyway, when I asked Laura if she would share her top 3 tips for saving money at the market, again, she did not hesitate, except she hesitated because I told her she could only pick 3. She has so many of them. Yeah, I made her pick 3. But you can follow her. Again, you can follow her on Instagram or TikTok, and it's at Laura's Table, and that will be posted in the handwritten notes, but it's the @ symbol, and then ATLARASTABLA. So at Laura's Table. I'll also post a link to her website, and you can see her cute Grill of Victory picture. She's got this cute thing going, call me, on her website. It's super cute. Okay, so here are Laura's top 3. So Laura's pro tip number 1, and I'm not good at doing this. She is, and I have watched her do this. She's got it perfected. I'm not great at it. I need to get better. But Laura's pro tip number 1 is use your store's app. So almost every single grocery store has an app now. And she said to take advantage of the digital coupons. So, take the few minutes of time to pull up the app. Digital coupons, you just go dink, 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 dink. And they're in there. I'm not good at doing that. I should do that because it's so easy. Because you literally pull it up and you just click on the digital coupons. And then she said, please make sure though that your store has your correct mailing address. And I thought, what difference? Why do I care if the store has my correct address or not? Who cares about that? She reminded me that stores will often mail coupons of the items that you buy regularly. So if you're using the app for that store and you're buying items regularly and you're scanning, like your Kroger card, or you're putting in, like across the street, I put in a phone number, so that they can track me and give me coupons and deals. But she said if they mail you those coupons, you can stack them. At most stores, you can stack the coupon that they mailed you with other deals when they're available. Who knew that? I did not know that. Okay, so that was her pro tip number 1. Laura's pro tip number 2, buy seasonal fruits and vegetables that are on sale. I hear you, Laura. So we've been doing that a lot here this last few weeks, last month or whatever. We've been buying green beans. See if I can point at them correctly. Green beans, like we bought a crate of green beans. We bought the peaches, when they were in season and on sale. The blackberries were that way. I got a ton of blackberries for a lot less than I would have paid for them at the store. She says, Laura reminds us that offers a wide variety in your diet and it can save you some money. I think it's important to know, though, what fruits and vegetables are in season. So we all like to think of, summer's the season of everything, but it's not. There are many fruits and vegetables that are winter fruits or vegetables, and winter may be different in your area than it is in my area. But always watch for that, and there are websites, and actually there's a chat for that tells you, I don't think this chat was specific to that, but we talked a lot about, what season, when everything's in season. Like, it's not apple season yet. So apples are expensive right now because they're not in season. Everything is not in season in the summer. So when it's fall and apples are coming into season, there is an apple orchard near here that we can go to. We will probably have the apple truck, will probably come by, and they're from Michigan. And trust me, we'll be making applesauce. I'll be canning apples. We're gonna do lots more, canning things. But Laura is exactly right. If you will just kind of keep a check on it, and you can look. Oh wait, let's see. Oh, and Carol says she plans her weekly meals by what's on sale, and then she takes the food ad and pulls her recipes from that. Perfect. Boom. That is perfect. But yeah, so you can just check and see what's seasonal in your area. And Loretta says when veggies are expensive, the next best thing is frozen or canned. Yeah, just rinse and they're just as good. She's exactly right. But yeah, so it adds a wide variety, to your diet. And it takes just a tiny bit of research. I mean, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours figuring out what's in season. Honestly, if you'll just visit your local farmer's market, you'll know, because that's what they have. So, when things are in season, that's what everyone at the farmer's market is going to have available for sale. So that was a great tip as well. Then Laura's pro tip number 3 is make good use of your freezer. So she's correct. I have frozen blackberries. We froze corn. I've frozen peas. I use the super cubes to divide up like marinara sauce, and one of my favorite things to do with it is like a can of pumpkin. When you open it, you don't need all of it. You normally don't need an entire can of pumpkin, so I've been freezing the pumpkin in half-cup increments so that when I need some, I can just pop one out, and I don't have a can of opened, gross, and fuzzy pumpkin sitting around. So Laura says make good use of your freezer. And she said, like, for example, if you need 1 pepper, but if they come in a multi-pack of 3, and if it's cheaper to buy 3 of them, if it's less expensive to buy 3 of them, then go ahead and buy the multi-pack, use the 1 pepper that you needed, but then freeze the others for later use. And you can either go ahead and make them into something and then freeze them, like maybe a stuffed bell pepper, or you can chop them up and freeze them. She says if you have herbs, onions, or potatoes, just about anything that is about to pass its prime, freeze it. Don't throw it away, just because it's a little soft, don't throw it away. Laura has even frozen bagged spinach. So she had spinach that was just, like you wouldn't want to just eat it, just to get a little wilty. So she froze it, and then she used it later in eggs or like soup or in casseroles, instead of going again over to the store and buying frozen spinach. She made her own frozen spinach because she had a bag of almost wilted spinach. And then she said the same thing goes for gifted vegetables from a friend or from your own garden. you know, preserve it while it's fresh and enjoy it later. So we've talked about that. You know, we did, again, the canned green beans. Oh yeah, or Trish says protein shakes with spinach. That's a great idea, Trish. So Trish, do you freeze fresh spinach and then do that? Oh, and Carol Lou buys a rotisserie chicken from Costco for $5 and gets several. And then do you debone them and then freeze them? So I'm a little parched today. Oh, and Trish says yes. So she's taking bagged spinach, freezing it, and then she uses that in her smoothies. That's a great idea. And you could use that in those little egg cups that you made today too. Those look so good. And Trish says yes on chicken too. So, but like the green beans, you know, we didn't throw any away. We just went ahead and canned them. We ate what we could eat, and then we canned the rest of them. Peaches, same way. I've got, let me think, I've got 6 quart bags of corn, the corn that we blanched and cut off. So we ate as much as we could, and then we blanched, cut the rest of it off the cob, and froze it so that we could have it, you know, later on down the road. And a lot of things are even better when you freeze them. Yeah, and Debbie says debone it and make your own from the carcass. Carol Lou says she makes stock from the bones and then freezes in ice cube trays for when she needs stock. Awesome ideas. These are perfect ideas. So earlier when I was talking about using a tool from your toolbox, these chats, you all talking too, those are perfect tools to have in your toolbox and to use, okay? Perfect tools. Each other. Y'all are, it's perfect. We're all in this little toolbox together, okay? Okay. But preserving it fresh and then using it later, just like the chicken stock, you know, how much better would frozen chicken stock be that you made than some shriveled up, dried up little cube of something, you know, that you got over at the grocery store? Seriously? I mean, it's got to be better. So she uses, Laura shakes fresh herbs, cuts them up, freezes them. Then she's got herbs to use. She's got garlic to use. She's got mint to use. She has, you know, all that kind of stuff, basil to use. And it's weird. It's not weird. A lot of the things, if you freeze them at the peak of freshness, when you unfreeze them, they pretty much taste just like they did, you know, when they were fresh. So fresh and in season. Okay, so, oh, hold on a second. Debbie says, all that zucchini that everyone's getting, if you'll grate it, if you can't eat all of it, if you'll grate it and freeze it, that's a perfect idea. And then Trish uses her ice cube trays to freeze lots of individual portions of vegetable sauces, eggs, you know, things like that. So to wrap up tonight's pro tips from Laura, we're going to use 2 of Laura's pro tips in one easy recipe. So it's blackberry season here in Tennessee. It is blackberry season, and I took full advantage of it 2 weeks ago. While the price of everything else skyrockets, I took big time advantage of bulk buying 3 gallons of blackberries from the Peach Tent. That's a local produce vendor here. I bought 3 gallons. That's like 15 pounds of blackberries. Okay, it's almost 15 pounds of blackberries, and they were fresh. They were plump. They were huge. I'll show you one here again in a second. And they were just begging me to be made into something. Okay. So I'm not going to lie, we ate about half of the first gallon when he brought them in. We just opened them. We just sat there and ate them. They were so good. And then the other 2.5 gallons, I put 2 pints in glass jars because I wanted to see if that strawberry storage tip that we talked about in chat number 272, where we were talking about what were the different ways to store fresh strawberries. Because if you remember from a few weeks ago, Alyssa and I were overrun with strawberries from our garden. Like to the point that we were having trouble eating them all, if you can imagine that. I just wanted to check and see if that would work for blackberries too. And look at them. These are 2 weeks old. So I got these blackberries from the Peach Tent 2 weeks ago, and they still look fantastic. So I'm going to say yes, the mason jar, don't wash them, put them in the mason jar, works for the blackberries as well as the strawberries. And then lastly, with those, I hot water bath canned 4 pint jars, and then I froze 8 quarts. So I have 8 quart size freezer bags for use later. So the easiest way to save money, so tonight we were talking about saving money on groceries and saving money at the market. The easiest way to save money is to eliminate food waste, okay? Is don't throw it away. That's the easiest way to save money. So taking Laura's pro tip number 2 and 3, I bought local produce that was on sale. Okay. Oh, and Mary says mason jars work for blueberries too. That is great to know. Did not know that. But I used 2 of Laura's tips. I bought local produce that was on sale. And now we're going to use it in an easy recipe that is forgiving of fruit that has gotten a little overripe. So those were tips number 2 and 3 from Laura. First thing I'm going to show you these blackberries. So look how big those are. Huge, huge. And I'm going to eat one just to prove that they are still, man, ooh, I love them. So good when they're fresh. Okay, so we're going to make a mug cake. We're going to make a 3-2-1 mug cake with the blackberry. So this is going to be like a blackberry cobbler. It does not have tons of butter in it. So for you tried and true cobbler people, calm down. It's still going to be good. And we have plenty of time for me to remind you how to make the base mix. And I actually just did a reel today to show you how to make this. But basically the base mix, and you can use this, you know, for any 3-2-1 mug cake, is I use sugar-free cake mix. So you can either do a sugar-free, you don't have to do sugar-free. It only adds like 1 point if you don't do sugar-free. But I do a sugar-free yellow cake mix if I need it to not be yellow cake or chocolate cake, because I've only ever been able to find sugar-free yellow or chocolate. And if I need it to not be one of those 2 flavors, then I'll do like just pure white or something like that. And then you add a box of angel food cake mix, just plain old angel food cake mix. Nothing fancy about it. It's just the kind that you add water to. So you take both of those boxes and dump them in some kind of a container. So I usually use like a zippered container. This is what my mom used to use to make she had a pancake batter that she would make. I need to make some of that. I've not made her pancake batter in a while. And then you just write on it what it is. So this is 3-2-1 mug cake yellow. This is the yellow base. And it makes 30 to 3 tablespoon servings. So for a mug cake, you're going to use 3 tablespoons of this. And if you put it in something like this, or if you put it in a, like if you put it in a zippered container, or if you put it in something like a, you know, some kind of a plastic container, it's a little bit easier to mix it all together, because you definitely want the 2 cake mixes to be, you know, evenly mixed together. And also you can store in this, or you could store it in a glass container, you know, or another plastic container, but you want it to be like an airtight seal like this, so that it lasts, because you're just going to be using 3 tablespoons at a time. And you can use this for any fruit, any flavor. You can add pudding to it. You can add, what all could you use? You can add chocolate chips to it. You can add different flavorings. You can just make just about anything you want. And we did one a few weeks ago with the strawberries. We did a strawberry shortcake. So tonight we're going to do like a blackberry cobbler. You can use, it's a mug cake, so you can use just a regular mug if you want to. You do not have to use anything fancy, but y'all know I got to take pictures of this when we get done. So I'm going to use something fancy. It's not fancy. So I'm just going to use a regular glass mason jar, and look how cute. Look how cute this little mason jar is. But I'm going to use a regular mason jar, and you put 3 tablespoons. And remember, again, you can use just a mug. This is what this is for, is a mug. So you can use a mug. You can use a microwave safe dish. Just don't make it too flat, or it turns out a little flat. Like, make it something where it's going to go up. You know, like the mug, it's going to go up in the mug. And then we're going to add, so it's a 3-2-1 cake. So we're going to have 3 tablespoons of the cake mix we already put together, 2 tablespoons of water, and you're going to stir that together. So that's where the 3 and the 2 comes from. And we're going to stir that until it's smooth. And because there's no eggs in this, You can lick your spoon if you want to. And then to that, I'm going to add some of these really kind of overripe but have been in the refrigerator blackberries. And again, you could use anything. You could do peaches, you could do strawberries, you could do blueberries. And we're going to pop that in the microwave for 1 minute. That's the 1 in the 3, 2, 1. Okay, so is everybody with me? Everybody understands why it's a 3, 2, 1 cake mix, right? It's a mud cake mix. And when that comes out, we're gonna try. I've never tried this. So one of you all told me about Nyx Ice Cream. I've never had it, never noticed it. I think I saw it at the store a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Just figured it was, just another ice cream, whatever, no biggie. But this one is, one of you all suggested it. It is Swedish style light ice cream. It's only 250 calories for this entire pint. It's called Nyx, and it's got no sugar added, and it's keto friendly. I got the straw bar swirl. It's a Swedish style light ice cream, so it's straw bar swirl, because I thought that would be good on a blackberry cobbler. But we're just gonna try this real quick. Ooh, the cobbler's done. I will also say, if you make this in a mug, look, if you make your mug cake in a mug, you can pick it up by the handle, okay? Do not, under any circumstances, and what did I do with my towel? There it is. Do not, under any circumstances, grab this glass jar, okay? And yeah, Carol, the angel food cake mix is what makes it puff up. So it's actually going to be this consistency. It's going to be kind of puffy, and yeah, you have to have the angel food cake mix to do that. But I don't want to see... I do not want to see anybody grabbing a hot glass jar out of your microwave just because I did it, because I wanted it to be in a pretty jar, okay? Okay, so, yeah, that is super hot. Okay, so let me pick this up and show you what it looks like. So we've got a nice little mud cake, and it'll cool off pretty quickly here in just a second. So I'll be able to pick it up and show it to you. Okay. So here's our mud cake, and you can see it's just a little cake, and it has blackberries in it. But we're gonna put a scoop of this strawberry ice cream. Okay, I will say this: it does melt, or it gets soft a lot faster than any other light ice cream that I've ever had. So it is already pretty melty. Ooh, that makes it look like a milkshake or something. Look how pretty that is. Still a little toasty. Look how pretty that is, though, with that little bit of ice cream on there. And here, I will taste it for you. Y'all know I am always willing to taste test everything for you, to take one for the team and taste test it for you. Let's see if I can do that without burning myself. And you can eat them hot, you can eat them cool, you can let them cool off. They're delicious either way. Oh, that is super yummy. So I'm gonna have to get rid of y'all now so that I can eat the rest of this. Oh wow, that is super, super yummy. So that's a great way to use your in-season things. If you've got things that are starting to get just a little, you think, yeah, I let that get too ripe, whatever. Just throw it into a mud cake. It's the perfect way to use it up, and you don't have to worry about it, don't have to feel bad about it. Use it up, freeze it. Take Laura's tips. It's the @ symbol at Laura's Table. You can find her on Instagram and TikTok, and of course on Facebook. And Carol, for this, the points would be 6 because it's 4 points for the mud cake, and then it's 2 points. Well, no, it would be 5 because it's 2 points for a half a cup of the ice cream. Okay, so Linda, it's 4 for the cake because the blackberries are none or 0. So it's 4 for the cake, and then the Nyx strawberry swirl, it's 2 points for a half of a cup. So that's only a 1/4 of a cup of ice cream, so that would be like 5 points. And I'm telling you, that is stinking delicious. But I hope you will check out Laura. Again, it's at Laura's Table. She's also got a blog. We'll share that when we post this. Everybody have a fantastic week. If you are watching this on YouTube, please let that next video go ahead and roll over. I promise you'll enjoy it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We looked it up and we've got like 7% of the people who watch our videos have subscribed, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so please go ahead and subscribe and click that little bell so you'll know when the next video comes up. But y'all have a fantastic week. I hope you will try this and you will let me know, and I hope you'll let me know what you decide to use it for. So y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.